Hi, but also Joy. I hope you're doing well today. Today's pick a card reading is on what timeline am I shifting to? And we have 4 piles to choose from today. These are the cards that will determine your current timeline. So this is pile 1, this is pile 2, this is pile 3, and this is pile 4. Yeah. So I'm doing this video today. If again, you can pause here if you need to meditate on your piles if you so choose. And as always, the timestamps will be listed down below. Well, yeah. If you are still here for the intro, I'm just gonna say why I'm doing this pick a card. So with the new moon in Pisces, in between Saturn and Neptune, I wanted to make a video to confirm the timeline shifts that are occurring. Yeah, there's a lot of things going direct that are indirect, and there's a lot of endings right now, especially because it is Pisces season going into Aries season. So I just kind of wanted to make a video to help clarify any different timeline shifts that we're going through. Yeah. Okay. So if you're still here, thank you so much for being here, and I will see you in your pile. Pile 1s, if you've chosen this pile, then this is your reading. So we're first gonna go with your current timeline, and then we're going to see your timeline that you're shifting to. Okay. And yeah. Just to preface this, any decisions you make is your own decisions, and don't ever let a tarot pick a card reading determine your future fate. That is always something that's in your control. This is just a clarifier and confirmation to make sure that you understand where you're going and any of the advice or messages you needed from divine in order for you to fulfill what you already want to do. That's already aligned with you. It's nothing that's out of your control. I just wanted to clarify. All right, so you first have the Empress. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. You also have card 25. And we will look at what that card is in a second. And you have the card Skybridge, Possibility for Union in reverse. So I'm going to take a second just to consult the deck. All right. Okay, so with this card 25, it is called Wu Wang, Innocence. Above heaven, below thunder. Thunder under heaven, innocence brings success. In spring, life energy begins to move again beneath the skies, bringing a time of childlike innocence. Like a child who does not yet know when success is impossible, the innocent soul undertakes great things and succeeds against all odds. Human nature is innately good and will instinctively turn toward innocent impulses. So at this current timeline you're in, it feels like you are in a very receptive, very golden, very hopeful energy. It feels like you are quite, with the Skybridge, Possibility for Union being in reverse, it feels like you're quite content being on your own. It feels like you can already reap the harvest that you sow. It feels like you are already in an energy where you feel very loved and connected with those around you. It feels like you're very nurtured just by yourself. So you're my top pile that is already very independent, very self-sufficient. There is a childlike innocence and naivete in the best way possible, where you have this ability to kind of go with the flow and be in your own energy and be on your throne like the Empress should be. All right, let's get some clarifiers for this timeline for my pile ones. Thank you. You have 10 of Wands in reverse. So right now things are quite nice for you. The timeline that you're at is one where you don't have to struggle. It's not something with the Empress and the 10 of Wands in reverse. It really does feel like you are nurtured for, provided for. You have a wonderful space of having a support system that really takes care of you. And that's the thing. It's funny because you have the support system that takes care of you, but it doesn't mean that you just like you're not doing anything. With the Sky Bridge possibilities for union in reverse, it feels like you do still have this independent, I was going to say hyper independent, so it might be hyper independent side that you can still take even though you have this support system with you. It feels like you are, sorry, let me just move the camera here. It feels like you are shifting into a state of balance, and you already are very balanced within the fact that you know you can kind of take advantage of the situation that you're in. It gives me kind of the vibes of an artist who is trying to make it but has the support system of their parents or a spouse or friends who can make their dreams possible. It really gives this notion of you are kind of like you are my boss babes, you know? Like, although you do have a wonderful support system and things flow through you quite easily and you don't really need to work hard, you can still maintain this growth, this structure, this foundation for your own self to climb any kind of pursuits, any kind of ladders that you choose to climb. So we're gonna get into we're actually gonna get one more card. I'm feeling one more card for this timeline. One more card to clarify this timeline for my pile ones, if that's okay. Oh, okay. You have the Magician in reverse. Interesting. Oh, okay. So we're gonna do it this way. Okay, so I'm getting with this Magician in reverse is that there's still a lot of potential for you to understand the vast ways you can pull all the resources that you have together in a succinct and powerful magician-like alchemic sense. So it feels like you're honing in on your intuitive abilities, and you might be at a stage paired with the card 25. It feels like you're in the student phase of starting your own business or understanding yourself, understanding your spiritual abilities, your spiritual gifts, your talents. This can resonate in different ways for different people, but it just definitely feels like you are in the beginning stages of of whatever kind of pursuit that you are in right now. It feels like you still have a fallback, especially when it comes to your spiritual and supportive team. With this Magician in reverse, it feels like you are on your way to becoming a magician upright. So it still feels like it's very new, very fresh. You're not exactly like beginner mindset like the Fool, but you're not exactly at the magician stage upright. So you're kind of in that in-between of phases. Feels like you're mastering something. Yeah. Okay. So let's see what timeline you're shifting to. So what timeline is my pile 1 shifting to? What timeline is... Okay. That's quite a lot of cards. If I can just get 1 card for this. They still said no. 2 cards it is. Okay. So you have the cards 8 and 22. You have holding together, pie, holding together, above water, below earth. Water on the earth, unite with others to achieve success. Oh, that definitely. And the nature of individual drops of water to merge and become one. When water flows freely over the earth, it finds other water to join with it. In the same way, individual people seek to belong to a greater whole. Holding together as a community will achieve greater success than standing alone. Be constant and strong, and others will join. Yeah, I think that's a wonderful pairing in terms of what you are going through right now. So it felt like this hyper independence with the sky bridge in reverse, and this innocence like a child. But now it feels like you are entering a larger community, a larger world space. And you're entering it with grace. So this is also pie, which is interesting. They're both pie cards, which is beautiful. And this is the card of grace. This is above mountain, below fire. Fire from the mountain, a burst of beauty. Fire from deep within the mountain bursts forth and shines its light upon the darkness. But such a light only brightens the area that surrounds it. Most of the mountain remains dark. A state of grace is achieved when one sees the beauty in what is right before one's eyes. Focus on what is light and good, not the overwhelming darkness beyond. So the ways in which you will achieve the community success that you're going to, the ways in which you will connect to others, because it feels like you are in this state of independence and you're moving into a state of community, is by focusing on the people that matter. For example, if you are doing a business right now, you're focusing on the customers that are returning to you. If you're starting a YouTube channel or any other social media platform, you're focusing on the comments and the people that are resonating with your content. You're not focusing on the haters. Another example would be if you are in the endeavor of school right now, you're focusing on what you and your friend, like you yourself, because you already know yourself really well. With this spread, it feels like you have a good support system, so it's really built you up to know who you are, and now you're finding more people that connect with who you are. So if it were to be like schooling, you'd find people who have like-minded kind of moralities, like-minded kind of ideas, people who are intuitively tapped in, who are aligned with who you are. Not the same, but aligned. So they are people who can also provide this steady foundation and give you this home feeling, but being away from home, you know? And it's with the 22 here, it feels like it's a very balanced, very mirroring, very unifying kind of presence that these new people in your life will bring you. And you're going to be doing it with such grace in terms of being able to really see people and the good qualities of them. You will be focusing on how they relate to you, and you'll really see the qualities that really merge with yours. It feels like you won't be like, for example, say you're a shy person, you won't use excuses like, oh, like they don't like this or they don't like that to like not get to know someone. It feels like you'll use the opportunities of, oh, they like this too, let me go hang out with them. Oh, they feel this way about this, oh, let me pick out their brain and get to know them better. It really feels like you're stepping out of your shell right now at this time in terms of the timeline shift you're going through. Okay. Any other cards to clarify? Timeline shift. Oh, thank you. Yeah, you have the farther gate. Bold step forward. I think and you also have the number 55. And so this is a really big change for you. This is a bold step forward. It feels like you are someone who has been in a space where you've been very comfortable being by yourself. You've been kind of in a hermit mode where, although you do have a support system, like I was saying earlier, it feels like you're very comfortable being with your own energy and your own time and having that space for you. But now it feels like you're making that leap, that jump, so that you can connect with others who are very much in line with your divine healing, divine purpose. It feels like you are entering a stage where you're connecting with a community that really lifts you up and makes you feel more grounded in this earth. It feels like the people that you're connecting with will share the same values, the same morals, the same type of wavelengths that you do. Any other clarifier cards for this step? Yeah, okay. And we were talking about the Fool earlier. So the Fool is embrace, transmuting pain, as well as in the hand, the universe is your partner. So it feels like, and you have the number 22 again. So it really does feel like that might be very significant. You might be seeing 22, like it might be like 222 or 522 or 1022 when you meet these people. It's like, it feels like these people will balance you. They will really give you that harmonic convergence. It feels like these are the people that will help heal you in some aspects of your hyper independence, your loneliness, your pain. It feels like these people will give you a nurturing hug, a space for you to be yourself, a space for you to really own who you are. But it is up to you. You are the one who will be initiating. You are the one who will be putting yourself out there with, especially in the hand, the universe is your partner. It feels like you will be co-creating this new era in your life where you're stepping into a space of love, of kindness, of collaboration, especially. Okay, last cards for my pile ones in regards to the timeline shift, their new timeline. Oh, that was fast. Yeah, and you have the Knight of Cups. If that isn't indicative of how you will be moving about. I love the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is so beautiful because it reminds me, okay, I'm not going to talk about myself, sorry, but it feels like with this Knight of Cups here, it feels like you will still have the people from your past, your support system, being able to hype you up and give you that grounding foundation, but it will also help you and enable you to move forward with other people and extend that loving cup, that outpouring cup, that beautiful nature of your soul, and you'll be able to give that cup to other people that you so choose. You will be able to extend that invitation of this new beginning, of these new friendships, of these new collaborative endeavors, so that you are in a space of harmony with others. And it doesn't mean there won't be times of strife, times of pain. It just means that you will have more people to lean on, more people that understand you, more people that get you, for you to really sit in a space where you can love. And that's one of the biggest things. You, my dear, are a loving, nurturing, beautiful soul, and it feels like the universe really wants to extend out that heart space towards others, and it's time for you to step out of the box and into this new era of connecting and collaborating and putting yourself out there. You know, that's what this card really is. It's putting yourself out there. This feels like you are going to be trotting in with your wonderful, beautiful energy. It feels like you have siren energy, and you will be captivating the hearts of many. And you'll be extending your love to a lot of people around you, and it will bring you such peace and bring you such healing, especially with the loneliness epidemic happening amongst a lot of the Gen Z, millennial kind of generations. It feels like you'll be that newness, that new type of refreshing collaboration that's needed. My camera just died, so this is probably a signal for me to end the reading here. Yeah, so this will probably just be a photo of your spread. But anyways, I really hope this helped give you the messages that you needed to hear at this moment in time when it comes to your shift in where you're heading in this timeline. It's one that's quite beautiful. It feels like you are really co-creating with the universe and stepping into a place of harmony and community and friendship. So yeah, I'm wishing you such wonderful joy and love throughout this time, and I hope you have a wonderful day, night, or evening, wherever you are. Take care. Bye. Hi, my pile number 2s. If you've chosen the second pile, then this is your reading. So we're gonna first get your timeline that you're on now, and then we are going to get the timeline that you are currently shifting to. And just a preface that these readings are only to confirm messages and confirm what you need to hear. If it does not resonate, then this means that this isn't your reading. Anyways, okay. So you start off with the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. You also have the card 45, and you have the card of Horned Cactus, Resourcefulness in reverse. Which is interesting. All right, one moment. So, all right. Card 45 is soup, gathering together, above lake, below earth. Lake upon the earth, the vessel of community. Water running freely over the earth does not attain the depth of the lake with its constraints. In the same way, people are stronger when they are gathered together within the vessel of a community. A shared history adds depth to their connection, and they are unified through the honoring of ancestors and traditions. Such a spiritual life cannot be easily dissolved. So the current timeline that you're on is one where you are... Interesting, okay. It feels like you are on a spiritual evolution within a beloved community. It feels like this is a community that's fighting for social rights, you know? This is the community that is free Palestine. This is the community that is free Sudan, free the Congo. This is the community that really emphasizes social rights, environmental protection. You know, this is the eat the rich kind of community that you're in. And it feels like, as of right now, it feels like there's not enough resources, there's not enough to do, there's a lack kind of mentality. With the 10 of Pentacles in reverse, combined with the resourcefulness card in reverse as well, it feels like there is a plethora of kind of community support, but it feels like there is a lack as well. It feels like kind of, for example, in Palestine right now, there is a lack of food for Palestinian people, and it feels like in other countries that are trying to support the Palestinian people, trying to end the genocide, it feels like there's never enough. There's never enough that we can do right now to end it. And that is the timeline that it feels like you are on right now. It feels like that is at the forefront, that is the focus, and community is something that's really huge to you right now. Can we have clarifiers for my pile twos in regards to the timeline they are currently on? Thank you. Now you have the Hermit as well. That's interesting. So even though you do have a community where you are tapping into and you are really kind of in this space of being connected with, it also feels like you take a lot of time for yourself, for your own spiritual evolution, for your own potential for new growth. It feels like you're someone who, like this card, like the Beekeeper, you're just trying to keep everyone busy working, making sure that their head's in the right space so that they can continue this work, that they can continue being involved, continue showing up to the protests, continue posting daily, continue their own type of way of fighting for what's right, loving for what's right, you know? It feels like you need a lot of space and time right now to just kind of recover from everything that's happening. And not only that, it just feels like you're hermiting, and like it's like this interesting dualism where you do have a community where you can lean on and support with this 45 here. But it feels like there is a sense of you wanting to be alone and you wanting to kind of process everything. And it's not like you don't want to process everything with the community. It just feels like you're exhausted. It feels like there's this burnout that really makes you want to hone in and take care of yourself by yourself in moments. Do we have any other clarifiers for my pile number ones in regards to... Okay. So you have 2 of Cups in reverse, as well as the Three of Pentacles upright. So it feels like right now you're not focusing on love. It doesn't feel like you're focusing on romantic endeavors at all. It feels like you're focusing on the more community aspects. It feels like you're really trying to get that bond with other people through more platonic, more socially driven endeavors. It feels like you're leaning on that, even though you are in the hermit stage. It feels like you are still leaning on others for that emotional support in a more platonic way. It feels like you're using third spaces such as protests, such as fundraisers, such as sit-ins, for you to really sit in a space where you can kind of process and emote and do it in a healthy way. It feels like when you're not in that space, though, you are still isolated and you are still trying to keep to yourself, and you're, again, very exhausted because of what's going on. And that's, I can't blame you. Like, I'm in the same headspace, I'm in the same burnout, and it's not easy work to be vouching and to be the voice of reason when it comes to such terrible times. It can feel like you're going crazy because people around you in different spaces that aren't these more politically driven spaces, like say your workspace or your home, or other like romantic gatherings. It feels like you can't even look for a partner right now because that's just too much, and like it's hard to trust anyone and how they feel. It feels like you're really just taking care of yourself, and it feels like you're in a place where it feels like it can kind of feel very isolating, because in one space you do have that community and support, but on the larger scale, sometimes the government in place doesn't reflect your values, and that's what can feel super isolating. It feels like you're not going crazy. It definitely can feel like that because people aren't listening, or worse, they're apathetic, or worse, they are trying to justify the horrendous genocides going on around the world. You're not going crazy because you love and because you care and because you share that mentality of moving forward. You're not. You are just being a human who loves other humans, that loves the earth, that loves other animals, that loves point blank period. You still are connected to your heart space, and in a world that is hell-bent on stifling emotions and stifling that beautiful heart space that we all can connect to, it can feel very isolating. So let's see the timeline that you are shifting towards. What timeline is my pile 2 shifting towards? What timeline is my pile 2 shifting towards? Divine Source, if you can let us know what timeline my pile 2s are shifting towards. What timeline are my pile 2s? Thank you. And you have a Feast of Plenty. Choices and their consequences. We also have, we're going to be getting a couple of cards here, so please bear with me. Thank you. You have, I'm only doing these ones in the upright. So you also have the card 19. Hi, Tinker. Hi, cutie. Hey. Oh, cutie patootie. I heard in one of my tarot videos where their cat came in the reading, that it's a good omen. So we're gonna pass that message along because my cutie little Tinkerbell, she just came to join us. Okay. Alright, any other clarifying messages for my pile twos in the timeline that they're shifting towards? Thank you. You have the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands in reverse. I'm gonna get one more card. Can I get one more card to clarify? Can I get one more card to clarify for my pile number 2? Excuse me. Oh, okay. You have the Ten of Wands in reverse. Alright, so give me a second just to look up the meanings for these couple of cards. And the card 19 is Lin, approach, above earth, below lake. The earth above the lake, approach and be welcome. Earth gives shape to the lake, forming its boundaries and enabling it to deepen. When one is in need of guidance, approach those who embody both depth and wisdom and breadth of knowledge. Such a sage welcomes all sincere seekers without condescension or judgment. I wonder if I said that right. Condescension or judgment, apologies. And you have Feast of Plenty. So it feels like the timeline that you're shifting towards is one where you are having this more hopeful, this more ease, this more helpful kind of activism in your approach to how you go about things, from going from resourcefulness in reverse to Feast of Plenty upright. It feels like you will be shifting your mindset into understanding that you have a choice in which you behave and which you see things and which you act, and there are consequences to those choices. So for example, if you choose to continue to lead with this fear of people not understanding you and not seeing where you are and not like literally not getting the words that you say, you will continue to be in a path where you will continue to meet people who are like that, who don't understand, who are apathetic. But if you choose to lead with love, if you choose to lead without judgment, if you choose to continue this love for life, this love for people, this love to see the people of Palestine, the people of the Congo, the people of Sudan continue to live their life and be free from the imperial and colonial regimes that are there, you will connect with others that have the same mindset. And it's a lot more, how do I say this? It is a lot more effective in in leading with this love, because then you can join others who continue to have that community, who continue to choose to love for what is right, who continue to do it, and there will be so much more backup, more support, that it won't feel like you have the weight of the world on your shoulders. It feels like you're kind of stepping out of this king and queen, like king and queen of wands energy of being super fiery with your approach. It feels like you are going to be in an approach that is more grounded, that it is more balanced, that it is more serene. And it's not that you won't still have these emotions. It feels like you're just now mastering how to turn that aggression into action, turn that grief into giving, turn that pain into power, and turn your emotions so that they are conductive and effective in your approach for reaching others. That got me super emotional. So it feels like you're going to be very emotionally stable and use that management in order to connect with more people and help others see what's going on, and bring this truth and awareness to those who have been choosing to lead the world with blind eyes. It feels like you will be not the alcohol they want, but the water they need. Okay, that is all the messages I have for you today, my pile twos. Keep going with all that you're doing. You're doing an amazing job, and I'm so excited for you to continue to do this amazing job and reach more people with how you are approaching everything. I love you lots, and take care. Much love. Bye. Hi friend, if you've chosen pile 3, then this is your pile. Let me preface this and say all actions, all decisions are your choice. It's also 11/11, so this is quite a new beginning for you. Any timeline that you're shifting towards is just a timeline that you've already called towards to yourself. This isn't anything that's changing because you don't want to. This is something that you wanted to bring in. And again, you always have the decision and choice and control over your life to shift timelines and how you want to go about your life. Yeah, okay. So yeah, with that said, we're gonna do this pile in terms of this is the timeline you're currently on, and then look at the next pile in terms of how you're shifting. So let's look at your cards for this pile. You have the 3 of Cups. You also have 16. And you have Will of the Wisps, treasures hidden in the shadows. Excuse me. Okay. Can we get some clarifiers from my pile number 3s? Thank you. You have the World in reverse. Can we get some clarifiers from my pile number 3s? Can we get some clarifiers for my pile number 3s? Well, that's a lot of clarifiers, but okay. We will take them. You have the King of Cups, the 3 of Wands, and Strength. I'm actually going to do it like this. Give me a moment while I just meditate on the cards and their meanings to to give you accurate messages. Okay, so let's read card 16. 16 is you. Enthusiasm. Above thunder, below earth. Thunder emerges from the earth. Music inspires enthusiasm. Effective leaders do not seek to shape opinion or change minds, but rather they arouse popular sentiment into real action. Like rolling thunder, music can open a mystical gateway to emotions that draw people together with a united heart. The people then rise in enthusiasm for a cause, an undertaking, or even a war. Okay, so it feels like the timeline that you're on, it feels like each pile is just a continuation of the next, but it feels like this timeline that you're on is one where you are already effectively leading others to change. You are effectively leading others and pouring your cup, as you can see here. She's pouring her cup into 2 other people. So it feels like you are someone who's pouring your cup to others, to leaders, to civilians, to friends, to family. It feels like you're someone who is really doing this dance of life where you are effectively leading and leading with love. You're bringing the treasures of truth into knowledge, into being, into becoming. You are making it effective so that people understand where you're coming from, and you're doing it in a way where it is quite effective. Look at this King of Cups. This King of Cups is like dripping in water. So it feels like this is who you are. It feels like you have so much love, so much emotion, so much stability. That you have so much flexibility as well. That you're choosing to lead with love. You can be my activist, my humans that love other humans. Humans fighting for the rights of the people of Palestine, the Congo, Sudan, for the earth, against the imperial and colonial reigns, against the treacheries that capitalism has come with, those that are feminists, fighting against the patriarchy. This is my pile that is effectively leading change. Whereas opposed to you might have been part of the last pile and now you're watching this pile, but the last pile dealt with being able to connect with others in an effective way. It feels like you're already in that space of connecting with others effectively because you have the strength and determination to. And with the world in reverse, it really feels like you have the flexibility too as well. This is not the ending for you, but this is a whole new beginning. Continuing the chapter of life, really. Of being able to pour into others what you see in a way where it soothes others. It's not like you have to aggressively show them what's going on. It feels like you are someone that's more showing them how to use their privileges in order for them to connect back to their humanness. You are showing them the way. You are showing them a way forward with this Three of Wands. Upright. You are telling them the truth and being that wayfinder, being that lighthouse. And especially because in this Three of Wands, the wand that the person is holding, the fire is below, and there's a stable crown figure at the top. It feels like you are someone who can extinguish the flames of people's negative reaction, people who might villainize you with these horns here, people who might make you out to be someone that you're not, who might put negative connotations towards you. Things like how the media villainizes the plight of the Palestinians right now. How uncultured people kind of just write up activists to be woke and have that negative connotation towards it. It feels like you are happy to take on that role because you know, you have the intuition, you know in the back of your mind that what you're fighting for is truth, is justice, is freedom. Just like in the 70s, when there were all these movements towards having the racial segregation abolished, for having more women's rights, more people's rights, and their abilities to vote, because it wasn't until the 70s where most people were looked at as humans, colored people especially. That is when they had the right to vote in the Western world. Yeah. And just like back then, people who are trailblazers, change makers, those who speak the truth and do it with love, do it with kindness, who kill them with kindness, are those who come out on top every single time. And it feels like you fortified this strength within you. You fortified this emotional maturity to extend not for yourself but also outwards to others. You're teaching others how to lead with love and to continue fighting for what's right, loving for what's right, being the change that you wish to see. That is the timeline you are now on. So what timeline are these people shifting towards? My pile number 3s. What timeline? Oh, thank you. You have heart, home, compassion. What timeline are my pile? Thank you. That's 3 cards. Okay. It's a little bit too many, so we're gonna do that again. What timeline are my? Thank you. You have card 48. What timeline are my pile 3s shifting towards? You have the 9 of Swords in reverse. What timeline are my pile? You have the Page of Swords, as well as the 4 of Pentacles. Just give me a moment just to meditate on these piles. Alright, with this card 48, it is called Ching, the well. Above water, below wind or wood. Wood within water, inexhaustible life source. Civilizations come and go, but some things remain stable and essential. The well symbolizes the foundation of life that endure as outward social forms change. The wooden bucket is lowered into the water and drawn up generation after generation. So too does the spirit of humanity return again and again to draw from the well of divine wisdom. We love that for you. Yeah. It feels like the timeline that you're shifting towards is one where people recognize because it feels like you are this well. It feels like you are bringing out generational truths continuously. You are bringing out the love, the compassion that your ancestors has had. And you're drawing in from that type of intuition, that connection, that nature of who you are. And people are going to recognize it for what it is. It feels like those who are downtrodden will finally take off their masks and see things for what they are. It feels like your words, although they will break the hearts of many, will be truth for many. And it's only going to break their hearts because they will finally see the truth to what's going on. It still feels like you may be villainized and people still may attack you for just even saying the truth. But you will continue on being a truth sayer. With this Four of Pentacles, you will continue to hold your ground. And this might be in larger settings because with all the buildings at the back there, it feels like you will be very strategic and you will be very pivotal in how others see what's going on. You are someone, because this person has huge ears, you are someone who listens. You are someone with compassion. You are someone who has the divine guidance and moves with that divine guidance so that you play your cards right. You navigate in a way where you don't even pay attention to those who are attacking you. You still go about your day as if nothing happened. You still lead with love, but with the added benefit of other people recognizing this generational wisdom that you are bringing forth. It just feels like you will continue to do what you're doing and you will continue to be this stronghold foundation for others. It feels like you'll be taking off the masks of those who aren't operating in a headspace that's right, who aren't operating from a place of the heart. You will expose those and with that exposure comes the falling of the masks, the falling of who they think they are, and it will have some time for them to breathe and be in a place of great reflection. But you will continue to do what you do, and once they're ready, you will continue to be that compassionate home, that compassionate safe space, that place of love. Because even though the Four of Pentacles usually connotes quite a possessive connotation in this deck. It really feels like this Four of Pentacles is a place of strength, a place where you will be leading protests, and you will be leading them in such a way where people cannot help but see the truth. You will be very strong in your foundation and have such a platform to really show people what it means to lead with love. You'll continue to draw up from the well of generational wisdom and use that to be a safe foundation for people to understand what's going on. And you will do it in such an effective, diplomatic, charismatic way where people cannot help but have their masks fall. It's going to be an immense transformation for the world, and you will be the one leading it. And you will be at the forefront. As you see here with her back turned, it feels like she's doing everything behind the scenes. With this Four of Pentacles and the Page of Swords, it feels like you're going to be up front and center with the way in which you make the change. So keep leading with love, my dear pile threes. I am so blessed to have you come into this reading with me, and continue to do what you do because you're doing such an amazing job. I love you so much. Divine Source loves you so much. Thank you for being here again, and I hope you take care. Bye. I'm a pile fours. If you've chosen this pile, then this is your reading. So I preface this with all different piles, but just to let you know that you continuously have a choice in which timelines you move through. You have the control, and you have the power, and you have the will to change or choose where you want to go. I'm just trying to confirm messages for you to make it a bit easier in your ways of navigating this time. Okay, so with that said, we are going to look at the timeline you're currently on with this pile, and then we're going to pull some cards to see where you are heading towards. Okay, so you have the card Ace of Swords, as well as Seven of Swords in reverse. You have the card 41, and the card of Drifter, experience life as it comes in reverse. Which is interesting because it's 14. It's like the opposite of 41. So give me a moment to meditate on these cards. I'll first read out what this card is. So this card 41 is Sun decrease. Above mountain, below lake. The lake below the mountain, a simple sacrifice. Evaporation decreases water in the lake and disperses it upon the mountain. It is the nature of the lake to give of itself for the benefit of something greater. When one makes a simple sacrifice for the well-being of another, the decrease brings no shame. Letting go of what has fulfilled its usefulness is another form of decrease that leads to success. So right now you're in a time of letting go. It feels like you are letting go of the kind of external validation in regards to your experiences. Yeah, at this time, because this Seven of Swords feels kind of like a puppet on strings, so it feels like you're letting go of people's expectations and you're forging a new path for yourself so that your own voice of truth can emerge. It feels like at this point in time, you are letting yourself be yourself regardless of what people say. And the timeline that you're currently on is one where it is a bit emotional. It is one where you are releasing all the pains of the past and you're watering new beginnings for yourself. Can you have some more clarifiers for the current timeline my pile 4s are on? What timeline are my pile 4s on currently? You have the Emperor. So there's a lot of control in this timeline. You wanting to have that control for yourself. You being very strong-willed. And emotionally exhausted to the point where it feels like there have been a lot of narcissists around you on both ends of the spectrum, those needing validation as well as those being so grandiose where they gaslight you to invalidate your experiences. And it's very strange to be in that space, but it feels like you're a ticking time bomb in regards to the emotions that you feel. And as of right now, you are in a space where you are emotionally managing yourself so that you don't have to be this puppet on strings. You don't have to be a people pleaser. You do not have to be someone who goes along with what everyone else says. It feels like you are letting go of those aspects of your life. Letting go of what has fulfilled its usefulness, really, yeah. And you're coming into this place of success. It feels like you are no longer being someone who sacrifices themselves for the sake of others. Okay. So let us get some cards to see what timeline you're shifting to. What timeline are my pile? Oh, thank you. You have, kind of love that for you. You have closing door, completion. You also have fortune's wheel, luck, and right timing in reverse. What timeline are my pile 4 shifting to? You have the card 28. It feels like you're no longer having to be this mirror for other people. It feels like you are stepping into a place of quite great authenticity. One where you are someone who makes their own fortune, who makes their own time, you know? You are completing a lot of karmic cycles as well. And you're shifting towards one where you don't have to deal with that anymore. And as I say that, the Ace of Cups comes up. Thank you. You have the 3 of Swords. You have the Queen of Swords. And you have the Page of Pentacles. Okay. Let me just, you give you a second to look at all these cards. Okay. And I'm gonna need a second to meditate on the piles just to give you accurate, concise, and compassionate messages. One moment. Okay, let us start with this card. This is card Tahakul. Preponderance of the great. Above lake, below wind, trees. The lake rises above the trees, a need for action. The lake overflows its boundaries and covers the trees. Such an exceptional occurrence cannot be ignored or denied. The situation requires swift action. Success is assured if experienced people are called upon to help. This is not a time to stand on your own. Oh, that's interesting. So the timeline that you're currently shifting towards is the completion of karmic cycles, especially with this Three of Swords in upright in the spread. It feels like you're ending possibly relationships. You're ending, it feels like you're ending things, and it might be a bit hard right now. You might be in a space of emotional need and support, and I feel like that's what this card is highlighting. It's not that you need to do everything alone. I think you just need to be in a place in this timeline where you are getting the support of people who will be there to nurture you, who will be there to hold you, who will be there to care for you, because it feels like you were in a space where you were surrounded by a lot of people who were puppeteering you, people who were very controlling, very narcissistic on both ends of the spectrum. Those who made you behave in ways in which were not true to yourself. And you're completing that cycle. It's a very big change for you. And you are making your own fortune. You are making your own luck. You're making your own divine timing. But you will need the help of others that you can trust, that you can rely on. Because this space is where you are really changing quite a bit. It feels like if you're not going through a heartbreak, you are going through a metamorphosis of the heart and mind, in which you are now conjoining them and making it appropriate for them to balance each other out, other than using just your mind with all these swords here. It feels like you're entering a space where you're opening up your heart, especially with this Ace of Cups. It feels like you're someone who is letting the floodgates in and recognizing the tool in which tears are. You're recognizing how these emotional floodgates help heal you, help give you strength, help give you stability, and you're leaning on other people for support. This might be a time of your Saturn return, so you're cutting away anything that no longer serves you. You are looking at the bullshit in your life that is no longer conducive for your own good. It feels like you're really letting go of all the karmic cycles that has once plagued you. And you're stepping into the time of this Page of Pentacles. One where you can really be in line with the divine. One where you can nurture yourself and grow from a stable foundation. One where there's this pathway to potential for a spiritual growth, to be in nature, aligned with your natural self, in line with who you are, who you really are. And it feels like you will have the support systems necessary as long as you continue to choose people that you trust It feels like there will be two people there who will help give you guidance and support. Alongside with the divine, divine source will be a safe haven for you to emote if you don't feel comfortable being with other people in regards to crying. It feels like you might be praying, meditating, journaling, connecting with source in any which way possible for you to heal this heart and mind. It feels like you're in a space where on this timeline you will feel joy. After all the crying, after all the pain, after all the release, you will be able to be happy once more. And it comes from a place of sincere authenticity. It comes from a place where you can take off masks, where you can take off this harsh warrior-esque nature, where you don't have to tiptoe around people to be who you are. You can just be who you are. You're really completing the cycle and closing the door to all the karmic cycles in your past. And you are making and carving your way out, connecting with the divine, co-creating with the divine so you can build a life that you truly want. You're really hankering down on what it means to be successful in your eyes, what that success truly means for you. And we love that for you. No longer needing to be a mirror, but to be yourself. And you no longer will have to need the external validation from others in order for you to be yourself. You no longer have to hold your tongue. I'm seeing Ariana Grande's new music video. The one where like she is. Oh, let me just pull up the song because the song might be very like healing for you. It's the song "We Can't Be Friends, Wait for Your Love," and that song, that music video mirrors the Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind movie. And it feels like that's how you're going about life now. You're healing, and this is going to be extreme change for you. You're healing this heartbreak, and you're moving forward, and you're not holding resentment towards the past, but you're doing it in a way where you're just letting it go, and you're letting love back into your life. Okay. So, these are the messages that I have for you today. My pile number 4 is, I hope you have a wonderful day, night, or evening wherever you're at. I'm sending you lots of love and lots of hugs for this ending and completion and this new beginning that's coming into your life. I hope you take care, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.